Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Cruisin with Corey. We're out here on a Wednesday morning. We're just doing some gig. It's a very hot day. You can see that I'm sweating. I just took a Spark order. Here is what it is. You're gonna go along for the ride with me. I already shopped it while I deliver it, and we're just gonna talk. It's gonna be kind of a channel update. An update really on gig content as a whole. This topic has been coming out a lot lately. I know Pedro just did a video on it, Toya just did a video on it, and I've been thinking it in the back of my head anyways as of late. So we'll cover all the bases. If you're looking for a ride along, this isn't it. Go click in my archive, you'll find one. But like, share, comment, subscribe, yada yada. But what are we talking about? Pedro was going on about, views and how views in the gig economy and the gig content space have been going down. My boy Torian, 6'6" Dasher, I was talking to him about it and some of the channels he is also friends with that I'm not in direct contact with. But what is the state of the gig content creation market here in 2026? It is largely based on drama, yes. Negativity sells. When I do a video, if it's on Walmart Spark and I'm complaining about it or giving a negative update, I get 10,000 views, 5,000 views, 20,000 views. It literally sells. When I do a ride along on one of my best days, it's average. So literally, you guys want to watch negativity. Even if you don't, that's what you click on. And that's what leads, so how much of the gig economy in terms of the gig content creation space is just based on clickbait? Probably a portion of it. But I have been having, well, let me backtrack. I have done things to try to make my life easier editing so that I can put out more content. And I have all those things in place, but I haven't been filming as much content lately. And it's not because I'm quitting the gig economy. It's just because my strategy to it is different. And it has changed largely with the gas prices, with just time available and all that stuff. Look at Chuck and what Chuck does now. He doesn't just go out to, as he called it, Kingsland, which was his big market, and dash all day and go home. He has been doing videos lately where he'll stay at home, go out for a dash or an Uber, whatever it is, see if he gets anything and comes back. And that's what I've been doing. Now, the difference is I don't record everything. I don't bring a camera out every time I dash. I don't really know if, and Chuck, I love Chuck's videos. I'm not saying anything, but for me personally, I don't know if that's the kind of content I want to make, a multi-day just log. He has his vibes. It works for him. I don't think it would work for me. Am I wrong? Do you want me to record even my daily adventures, even if they're boring? But yeah, I don't go out to do Walmart orders anymore. And that much. I'm on one now. I had to be in this area anyways. I turned Spark on. It's a good order pay-wise. It does pass $2 a mile, but it's going in my neck of the woods. That's why I like it. But I'm like, YouTube is calling me the Spark guy. Like, all my Spark videos take off, and now that I don't do Spark, like, what is my content gonna be? Where is the algorithm gonna put me? But then from a viewer side, this is not content that is evergreen. Now, what is evergreen? It means it lasts forever. It's not relevant forever in people's life. A lot of the big people, Pedro, your driver Mike, my friend Sarah Elizabeth, no, I'm forgetting a bunch of people, Ride Along with Bree. They have so many subscribers because they started their channels in the heyday. During the pandemic, post-pandemic, everybody was looking for an opportunity. So they started channels when they started doing their thing, and everyone was so curious, so they joined. But 5 years later, a lot of those people aren't doing gig work anymore, as Pedro was saying in his video. Like, for me personally, I've been doing this 4 years, and I'm working on my next plan in life, and my next plan in life is not to be a DoorDash. I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of years. This is not disrespect to anybody, but I don't wanna be doing this in 5 years. I'm looking for what's my next plan gonna be. And then what happens? I have 2,200 subscribers now. What happens if I'm up to 5,000, 10,000 subscribers in 3 or 4 years that are all gig subscribers. What if I want to do something different? Well, this channel is just, I'm not going to be able to pivot. Because there are creators who have tried to pivot and it doesn't work. A good creator, Mushi Moo, he got to like 10,000 plus off of dashing. He tried to do stocks, that didn't work. He went back to dashing. Then he's trying to do a family vlog because he just had a kid. That didn't take off. The only thing that works for him is gig content, and that's not, from what we can seem to see, the part of his life that he wants to prioritize right now. So that being said, I don't know what the long-term history is of my channel. I already am working on ideas for a new channel because I would like to be able to do travel content, family adventures, tours of my general area, things that we visit, if we go camping. Like, I would like to be able to do that kind of content, and I can't do it on a channel with all gig viewers. But as I was saying, this content's not relevant for years and years. Like, yeah, you have a backlog. People will click, you'll get an occasional click here and there, mainly on informative videos. But you're not gonna get like Mr. Beast. If you watch a Mr. Beast video from 2019, it's still relevant. I have favorites in my YouTube library from like 2008, and I still watch them. There's some good mythical mornings. There's some sports content. Like, yeah, I love to rewatch some NASCAR races. I'm a big NASCAR fan. I rewatch old races. You know, there's just exciting, you know, camping videos. I watch Camping with Steve. I watched videos from 2018. It's evergreen. It doesn't expire, but gig content expires. Maybe you can go watch my pros and cons video in 2 years and it still has some validity to it. But are you gonna wanna watch my ride along from 3 years ago? I mean, you might, but it's not gonna last. Gig content expires so quickly. And the only way you can grow is on volume, but then you hit the point in life where this may not be the thing for you, so where do you go? And I think that's why views are so down. Some of the biggest people in this community struggle to get 1,000 views when they have 6-figure subscriber counts. And it's nothing to do with the content they're putting out. They're making investments, they're doing higher quality content, but they're just, you know, the people that want to watch this is just lesser. As we are at the location, so just hang tight. That's stop 1, and then stop 2 is quite a ways down, so when stop 2 comes, we'll have another like 15 minutes to get there. I'm just struggling with the Spark item count. Scan an item, it's just glitching on me. But let's try to validate this order and deliver it. All right, it just literally took like 15 minutes. Not really, like took like 5 minutes to get that to work. I tried airplane mode and everything and just getting Spark to actually work so that I could accept the order. Well, scan in the order and all that crap just did not work. I always say Spark sucks in no service areas. There is validity to it. But yeah, what I was saying is Spark content, gig content is not evergreen. It doesn't last. So again, look, all the content that I watched from years and years ago, you know, you're not going to go back and watch a gig video. And I think that is why a lot of the gig creators are giving up. That's why a lot of the gig creators are moving on, or why views are just down. I mean, I still make money on this channel. I want to thank everyone who does watch. All the investments I've made into this channel have paid off. I'm not in the hole anymore with the view counts and whatnot that I've gotten on this channel. I don't have any members or super chats or anything, but you know, just the ad revenue I've gotten, I've made a tangible amount of money on YouTube. So I want to thank everyone for that, but I do want to start making content that is more fun, more enjoyable, more rewarding. The travel videos that I have made, I put a lot of work into those, and technically I think they're better edits, more entertaining, more just put together, but they're not why you guys watch this channel. And I don't know how I'm going to do gig work for at least another 2 years, at least. I don't want to just I don't want to like move on to a new part of my life and then just force gig content just to keep my channel alive. I'd rather probably just not have a channel at that point and let it stagnate. But this is a very small niche. It's a niche where a lot of people are doing it. It's so easy to film this kind of content now. There's not really a barrier to video uploading. Everybody has rights to CapCut and everything like that. So there's a ton of people trying to do this, which is not a bad thing, but to separate yourself from the pack, which somehow I've been able to do, is not easy. And it shouldn't be easy, but you're never gonna get exponential growth in the gig content space without being clickbaity, without intentionally trying to piss people off. And that's not necessarily what I wanna do. I wanna be entertaining. I feel like that's one thing that I try to do is I try to be entertaining and put together quality videos to try to give them evergreen value while also being informative and also being truthful to what I'm doing. So I don't know. I really don't even know what anything that I just said was about. Just, yes, drama sells, negativity sells, but you can't live life negatively. I have been going to therapy for my mental health, and my outlook on life has always been negative. I see everything through a half empty glass. And, you know, that's due to a lot of different reasons that have just been thrust upon my, you know, who I am, and I'm trying to work through them. So I don't want to just force content that's negative just because that's what's going to get me clicks and subs. So you guys tell me you like my ride-alongs. I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to keep uploading them when I feel like it's worth uploading. And maybe when I don't feel like they're worth uploading, maybe I will. I don't think I'm going to do the multi-day stitched together sequences. I am trying to get on the catering apps. It's probably not going to happen, but don't be surprised if I do come out with another channel for travel and vlogs and family adventures. Because that's really where my passion is. I want to work towards more cinematic content, more just evergreen content that I can watch. And I honestly have it as like a family log too, to go back years and years. That's kind of a cool tool with YouTube. You know, I can go back and watch that Ice Castles video that I filmed back in March, 5-10 years from now, and that'll be a good little memoir for my family. I'm not going to go back and watch my day on Spark on September 19th, 2024. Like that, it doesn't appeal that way. So, again, I'm not quitting. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just trying to piece together how I'm going to formulate my gig content going forth. I have a lot of other side hustles that I do, tech-related side hustles, online, you know, AI-type side hustles. There's a lot of different things online, especially if you're a tech nerd. Fiverr, Outlier. There's a lot of different things you can do to make money at home in the freelance gig space that doesn't mean driving your car. And I'm trying to find more of those opportunities as well. There's a lot of apps I use for pocket change that add up to 15, 20 bucks a week. You know, little things you can do to grind money that isn't just driving someone their Taco Bell. And that's some of the stuff that I've been doing. Is that stuff you want me to show? I hesitate to show some of it because I don't want competition on some things that are kind of tight, but you know, we'll make decisions. But anyways, if you've made it this far, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I do have a ride along in the queue that is, I think, gonna be probably one of the longer ones I've ever made. You guys said you wanted to watch longer ride along, so the next one that you see is gonna be one of those. So I hope that you like it and you watch it, because it's gonna take me a long time to put together. But anyways, this is Cruisin with Corey. Corey out.
It sound right, boy.